The Sydney sewing cabinet will arrive in 6 boxes ready for assembly. Start by opening box 1 to locate the manual and the hardware box. Keep some of the packaging as this may help you in a later step. You can label each panel using a sticky note to help keep parts in order. Box 6 will contain the lift components. Open the hardware box and inventory the parts to ensure all parts are present. Attach 5 T2 locking plate casters to the underside of panel G using B1 fixed bolts and enclosed Allen wrench. Lock the casters and flip panel G over. Attach 15 C1 cam bolts to panel G. Set panel G aside. Insert 6 D1 dowel pins into the edges of panel X. You can use a mallet to tap the pins in as far as they'll go. Attach 2 C1 cam bolts to panel X. Insert 8 D1 dowel pins into the edges of panel Y1. Insert 6 D1 dowel pins into the edges of panel Y2. Attach 4 C1 cam bolts to panel Y2. Attach the left lift rail to panel Y2 using S1 screws. Insert 6 D1 dowel pins into the edges of panel Z. Attach 6 C1 cam bolts to panel Z. Attach the right lift rail to panel Z using S1 screws. Attach 4 C1 cam bolts to panel D. Insert 12 D1 dowel pins into the edges of panel D. Insert 2 D1 dowel pins into the edges of each panel O5 and O6. Attach panels O6 and O5 to panel Y2. Tighten cam locks by turning them 180 degrees clockwise and apply C2 cam covers. Attach panel Y2 to panel D as shown. Tighten cam locks and apply cam covers. Attach panel Z to panels O5, O6 and D. Tighten cam locks and apply cam covers. Attach panel X to panel D. Tighten cam locks and apply cam covers. Attach panel Y1 to panel D as shown. Tighten cam locks and apply cam covers. Attach panel G to panels Z, D, O5, Y2, Y1 and X. You may need a partner to help with this step. Tighten cam locks and apply cam covers. Make sure the casters are locked and flip the cabinet over. You may need a partner to help you with this step.
Don't forget about how great ergonomics can enhance your sewing sessions. The Aero hydraulic sewing chair is the most comfortable chair, and it allows you to sew for hours without end. It's the #1 rated sewing chair in America. Watch this video to get more information. For information about installing your hydraulic lift, we have provided a short video above. You can also access it in the description below.
Attach 15 C1 cam bolts to panel A. Attach the metal support bar to panel A using S6 screws. Attach the lock plate to panel A using S1 screws. Attach the magnet to panel A using S1 screws. Attach panel A to the cabinet shell. You may need a partner to help you with this step. Tighten the cam locks and apply cam covers. Attach two H3 butt hinges to each panel O3 and O4 using S1 screws. Attach the magnet catch plates using S2 screws to each panel O3 and O4. Attach the S5 alignment pin to each panel O3 and O4. Attach panels O3 and O4 to panel Z using S1 screws. Attach two magnets to panel A2 as shown using S1 screws. Attach two H3 hinges to panel A2 using S1 screws. Attach two H3 hinges to panel O1 using S1 screws. Attach the S5 alignment pin to panel O1. Attach the magnet catch plate to panel O1 using S2 screws. Insert T1 caster into the caster bracket on panel O1. Tighten with enclosed wrench. Attach two H3 hinges to panel O2 using S1 screws. Attach the S5 alignment pin to panel O2. Attach the magnet catch plate to panel O2 using S2 screws. Insert T1 caster into the caster brackets on panel O2. Tighten with enclosed wrench. Extend panels O3 and O4 to balance panel A2. Attach the hinges on panel A2 to panel A using S1 screws. Attach the hinges on panel O2 to panel D using S1 screws. Tip: use some of the packaging to help balance the panel. Repeat with panel O1. Attach 4 H3 hinges to panel A1 using S1 screws. Attach two magnets to panel A1, as shown using S1 screws. Attach the hinges on panel A1 to panel A using S1 screws. Attach 3 H3 hinges to panel V1 using S1 screws. Attach the H3 hinges on panel V1 to panel V2 using S1 screws. Attach 3 H3 hinges to panel V2 using S1 screws. Attach the H3 hinges on panel V2 to panel V3 using S1 screws. Attach the magnet catch plate to panel V1 using S2 screws. Attach the magnet catch plate to panel V2 using S2 screws. Attach 3 G1 hinges to panel V3 using S3 screws. Attach the lock to panel V2 using S4 screws. Tip: use some of the packaging to give you clearance for attaching the lock. Add the trim ring to the lock on the outside of panel V2. You will need to press firmly. Insert the T1 caster into the caster bracket on panel V2. Tighten with enclosed wrench. Insert the T1 caster into the caster bracket on panel V1. Tighten with enclosed wrench. Attach the G1 hinges on panel V3 to panel Z using the B3 post bolts. Tighten with enclosed Allen wrenches. Attach the G1 hinges to panel Z using S3 screws. Attach the handle to panel V2 using two B2 fixed bolts. Attach two H4 flap hinges to panel A4. Using S1 screws. Attach two magnets as shown to panel A4 using S1 screws. Balance panel A4 on panel V3. Attach the H4 hinges on panel A4 to panel V3 using S1 screws. Attach 6 C1 cam bolts to panel K1. Attach the magnet catch plate to panel K1 using S2 screws. Install the L2 lock onto panel K1 using S1 screws. Press firmly to secure the lock ring to the lock mechanism. Insert two D1 dowel pins into panel K5. Attach two C1 cam bolts to panel K5. Insert two D1 dowel pins into panel K4. Attach two C1 cam bolts to panel K4. Insert two D1 dowel pins into panel K3. Attach 6 C1 cam bolts to panel K6. Insert two D1 dowel pins into panel K6. Attach panel K4 to K3, tighten cam locks and apply cam covers. Attach panel K5 to panel K3, tighten cam locks and apply cam covers. Lower the K4, K5 and K3 panels onto panel K6 as shown. Tighten cam locks and apply cam covers. Attach the handle to panel K1 using two B2 fixed bolts. Attach panel K1 to panels K4, K5 and K6. Tighten cam locks and apply cam covers. Attach two C1 cam bolts to panel K8. Insert one D1 dowel pin into panel K8. Insert one D1 dowel pin into panel K9. Attach two C1 cam bolts to panel K9. Insert two D1 dowel pins into panel K7. Attach four C1 cam bolts to panel K2. Attach panel K9 to panel K7. Tighten cam locks and apply cam covers. Attach panel K8 to panel K7. Slide panel L7 into the grooves on panels K7, K8, and K9. Attach panel K2 to panels K8 and K9. Attach the handle to panel K2 using two B2 fixed bolts. Tighten cam locks and apply cam covers. Insert four D1 dowel pins into panel L1. Attach four C1 cam bolts to panel L. Attach two C1 cam bolts to panel L3. Insert two D1 dowel pins into panel L3. Attach two C1 cam bolts to panel L2. Insert two D1 dowel pins into panel L2. Attach panel L2 and L3 to panel L1 as shown. Tighten cam locks and apply cam covers. Slide panel L7 into the grooves on panels L1, L2, and L3. Attach panel L to panels L2 and L3. Tighten cam locks and apply cam covers. Attach the handle to panel L using two B2 fixed bolts. Extend the drawer rails. Be sure that the silver ball bearing pieces are positioned all the way to the front of the rails. Align the drawer rails and slide the drawers into the cabinet. Tip: gently open and close the drawers a few times to engage the soft closing mechanism. Repeat with the remaining two drawers. Attach two C1 cam bolts to each panel L4. Attach each panel L5 to panel L4 and tighten the cam locks and apply cam covers. Slide panel L6 into the grooves on the L4 and L5 panels. Attach panel L4 to panels L5. Tighten cam locks and apply cam covers. Attach the drawer insert runners to panel L4 using S6 screws. Repeat with the other side. Screw in 3 P threaded dowel pins into panel A3 using a flathead screwdriver. Attach the magnet to panel A3 as shown using S1 screws. Attach two H1 knobs to panel 08 using B2 fixed bolts. Flip panel 08 over and apply the clear adhesive panel protectors as shown. Insert the D2 dowel pins into the 08 panel as shown. Optional. Apply the adhesive foam sheet to the inside of the cabinet as shown. Note: the adhesive foam sheet is very strong. Be precise when installing. Optional. Press the P1 shelf pegs into the pre-drilled holes as shown, at whatever height you wish. Just make sure each side is at the same level for the shelves to sit flush. Optional. You can install the 2H2 folding hooks using S1 screws on the inside of the cabinet. This helps to store embroidery hoops. Assembly complete. Happy sewing!